We're here with Julio Martinez, E-Man from Martinez Promotions. Sir, obviously you got to be impressed and happy with the outcome of the way this fight just went down. Sergio defeated his opponent in the 6th round. Talk to us about that.
I'll tell you what, like I told everybody, I felt like this was going to be Sergio's toughest test. You know, Sergio, every fight we've been stepping him up. This young man, Josimar Olivares, he was the current WBC Fede Latino champion. So I knew he was going to test Sergio. And as you all saw, he caught him a few good shots. He was looking for that counter. But, you know, Sergio's such a talented fighter. You know, even when he got caught, right away he went to his boxing and he moved. And he came right back in the next round. And, man, he just caught him with a beautiful left hand.
Okay. How happy are you as his promoter?
Oh, I mean, I'm ecstatic. You know, as his promoter, I'm on top of the world. I feel like I've got the best fighter in the world in his weight class, you know, bar none. I feel like, you know, Sergio right now, he's ready to fight any world champion. But are we going to rush him? No, we're not going to rush him. He's a baby still. You know, he's 21 years old. You know, we're going to take our time. But by the end of the year, you're going to see Sergio in some big fights. We're looking at putting him on Showbox here in the next 6 months. And after that, I know he's going to impress people when he fights on Showtime. And after that, you know, we're looking by the beginning of next year is going for a world championship.
Okay. Now, you also had your nephew who made his return fight to the Rio Grande Valley here in Harlingen, Texas. You know, talk to us about that fight, Robert La Amenaza Garcia.
Well, what can I tell you about my nephew? I'm so proud of him. You know, he's like a son to me. You know, I'm glad he's back with Martinez Promotions. And tell you what, we were about to see La Amenaza get loose, but the ref stopped a little too early. He was just trying to warm up, but you can see how strong he is. I mean, he's a very powerful, you know, 154-pounder. You know, I believe that, you know, he's probably within 8 months to 10 months before we fight for a world championship. Gonna get him a couple of wins down here. I'm looking at fighting him maybe a rematch with Freddie on Showbox, Freddie Hernandez. I'm negotiating with Gary Shaw, who's my partner in some other shows, and I'm trying to do it down here. And if it happens, you remember what happened last time? They stopped it prematurely, but Robert was dominating him. And I think Robert, you know, will beat him again convincingly, and then after that, we're going for anybody. As a matter of fact, we threw our name out there for Margarito, but they don't want to fight Robert right now. You know, that's why they wanted to fight Carson Jones, but Carson doesn't want to go fight in Mexico, so that's why we put Robert's name in there.
Okay. So speaking of that, Carson Jones won't be fighting Margarito. It doesn't look like he'll probably be wanting to go fight Margarito in Mexico. Right
now, it doesn't look like it. You know, I've talked to Carson, and he's very adamant about not fighting in Mexico. And I say, you know, I have to support him. You know, as his promoter, I just got to relay the message. That Top Rank kept calling me. They even called me today and asked me if I talked to him. I said, look, you know, I've been so busy with the boxing, I haven't had a chance to talk to Carson. But I did ask him 2 or 3 times, and you know, he just says he doesn't want to go fight in Mexico. You know, it's not because he's afraid. You know, believe me, he's not afraid. He feels like he can beat Margarito, and I feel like he can beat him. But maybe it'll happen in Vegas May the 8th. They don't know yet.
Okay, sir. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close through myuniversalsports.com?
I just want to thank you guys once again, My Universal Sports. You guys have always been the great supporters of boxing down here, and because of you guys, I think boxing is getting the exposure it deserves. The very positive exposure, and I think that you know, with the job you guys do, I think it's going to help all these young men, you know, eventually get somewhere else. Maybe in the next year or so, we're going to have a couple of world champions from the Valley.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the compliments, and we appreciate the interview.
Thank you.